So I think one of the cool things about exploring poetry is getting to share stories in a form of language that you may not have felt comfortable with before. I wrote this poem in a workshop 2 years ago, and when I first wrote it, I told the story very straight. Didn't have any craft, it didn't really have any of that touch that I felt like imprinted my writing style, and I knew, this piece isn't ready, it's garbage, I hate it, and I had to put it away and kind of let it marinate for a while. And 6 months later, I felt that I was ready to tell the story with the language it deserved. And that is the story I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to go too into detail about what the story is. I like to think I tell it pretty well, and it should be pretty self-explanatory. So this is, promise me you'll never do this to another girl. How do I say where the story begins? Perhaps with how my hair, after crunch of fist and greased salt slick of tongue, scrunches up and up, unending, as though thrumming with something hot and alive. Electricity, neurochemical dance, shameful secret. Or maybe it begins with my failing to peer at my body through a microscope before I leave home and break open the night. How I neglect uncovered shoulder, bared curve of calf, stained lip. How I forget to don my armor, take my daily bread. Perhaps I could say it begins with my foolish belief that his car is a car and not a cage, not unnamed cavern that is all walls and no light, no sliver of open or hope. How beloved friend becomes boy, becomes car and cavern and walls and floor and everything in between. How I become a craning neck and reaching hand aching for sunroof. How I try to leave my body behind so I don't have to be the one to turn away. Push him off. Hold the weight of no in my gut. Perhaps I could say the story ends with that word. A release, a confession, a promise, a desperate cry for help. I could say I don't let it rattle in my ribcage like a ghost, that I don't feel it lick my eardrums as I sleep or prickle at my neck when I wake. I could say the story ends because I don't let a no swallow me whole, that it was not, is not still, behind, on, in, everywhere, how my body is the no I could not say to him or to myself. But here's the truth. The story never begins because it never ends. I am always in media res, in a car, in a fog of fisted hands and splitting hair, in a loud body and a silent voice, holding and breaking my ribs open for no.